that is. But dumping a lot of rain with the stationary front that's in position right now. By the way, it's going to move out and try to chase Humberto as it makes its way out to Europe. And now, let's switch gears to here. In the southeast, okay, so where's the warmth? Oh, the warm lows for tomorrow morning. They're in Florida and the coastal part of the southeast, southern Arizona. Chilly, very chilly lows would be in the Rockies, the Colorado Rockies. A little bit in parts of the Catskills. And the rest of the Rockies will get chilly though, in parts of the Great Basin too, and as well as northern Arizona. Quite a twist there. And some parts of the Great Lakes region will also get chilly. Wild. I forgot. Your lows would be in the mid-teens degrees Celsius for tomorrow night. It'll be in the mid to upper teens degrees Celsius. Temperatures where the heat waves. Where's the heat? They're in the Gulf Coast, lower Mississippi Valley, Illinois, South Dakota, parts of Montana, and parts of the desert Southwest. Chilly highs will be in the Sierra Nevadas and the Cascades and the Colorado Rockies. Now, what about for Tuesday morning? Tuesday morning, plenty of warm lows will be in the Florida Keys. Chilly temperatures will be in the Rockies, parts of New Mexico, from the Sierra Nevadas to the Cascades, and northern Maine, and a few parts of Michigan. Wild. Your lows will be in the low teens. Tuesday night, they'll be in the mid-teens. Where's the heat? Throughout for Tuesday night, Florida, much of Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, the Dakotas and eastern Montana, parts of the desert Southwest. Chilly highs will be from the Sierra Nevadas to the Cascades and the coastal part of Northern California and northern New England. Now let's see for Wednesday morning. Warm lows will be in South Florida. Chilly temperatures will rock throughout much of the Northeast, except for the coastal parts, up until Boston, that is. Plenty of chilly temperatures throughout the Rockies, much of the Great Basin, and the mountain ranges stretching from the Sierra Nevadas to the Cascades. Temps still not changing too much for me just yet. Still feels like summer for now. Well, I mean, once we get to the later part of next week, or this coming week, that could change. But While your temperatures for the low for Wednesday morning will be in the low teens in degrees Celsius. For Wednesday night, in the mid-teen, up to the mid-teens in degrees Celsius for you, Wild. Where's the heat? In Texas, lower Mississippi Valley, the Dakotas, eastern Montana, desert Southwest, parts of which I mean. Chilly highs will be throughout the mountain ranges of the Cascades, the Sierra Nevadas, and much in the interior parts of the Northeast. Where's the humidity? Humidity will be all over the Gulf Coast, all the way to the Northeast, but south of Boston, though. Some humidity will be in parts of the Great Lakes region and parts of the desert Southwest and parts of the West Coast. Hold on a minute. Well, for your area, your dew point values will be in the upper single digits to low teens in degrees Celsius. Tomorrow night, though, it'll be in the low teens in degrees Celsius. Low single digits, I mean, in degrees Celsius. Throughout the U.S., though, there's plenty of humidity throughout places from south of Boston, throughout the East Coast, all the way to throughout the Gulf Coast, throughout the rest of the Southeast, the lower Mississippi Valley, the Ohio Valley, the parts of the Great Plains, parts of the Great Lakes, and upper Mississippi Valley, and throughout parts of the West Coast. For Tuesday morning, there's going to be plenty of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast, the Southeast, the Mid-Atlantic, the southern half of the Appalachian Mountains, and the coastal part of New England and New York City. And plenty of humidity throughout. Some humidity will be all over the Great Plains, parts of the desert Southwest, and parts of coastal California. While your humidity values will be in the mid to upper single digits degrees Celsius. So there is going to be some dry air that would be a thing for Tuesday, though. But for Wednesday, it's the same story, though. Though Tuesday, let me see. Yeah, it says start getting cooler sometime around Monday or Tuesday next week. Though Tuesday and Wednesday this week are looking a bit cool too. Yeah, the temperatures are going down, but the humidity level might lower just a bit for Tuesday. So, in other words, there's going to be less precipitation and less fog, though. Gulf Coast, Southeast, Mid-Atlantic, and the interior South, plus the upper Mississippi Valley. They'll all see plenty of humidity. Wednesday morning, a lot of humidity throughout much of the Southeast and the Northern Plains. Dry in starts moving into the Northeast, though. For you, Wild, your humidity level will be around the upper single digits in degrees Celsius. I think I can hear sirens. But for you, Wild, your humidity level will creep up to about the low teens in degrees Celsius. And then let me point out the humidity throughout the U.S. Plenty of humidity throughout Florida, the lower Mississippi Valley, the lower Ohio Valley, the mid-Mississippi Valley, the northern plains, the Great Plains. They're going to get some humidity and dry air starts moving in. Yep, you definitely hear sirens. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to mute the mic for a moment. Hold on. All right, I'm back. Now let's talk about Cape. So Cape is convection. Yeah, I definitely hear sirens, Wild, but it's gone now. There's going to be plenty of convection throughout Florida and throughout the coastal part of the Carolinas and Georgia. A little bit in the desert southwest, though. No convection for you, Wild. You're not getting any storms. Not even fog. Tomorrow night, though, there will be convection in the same place throughout parts of Florida and a little bit throughout the immediate coastal areas of the Carolinas and Georgia. But there's going to be a lot of convection throughout the upper Mississippi Valley and the Dakotas. Tuesday morning, a little bit of convection located in central Florida, all the way to South Carolina, a little bit in Nevada. Much of it is just offshore, but there is going to be a lot of convection in the Florida Keys, though. Let's take a look for Tuesday night. Convection will be the greatest in the Dakotas and Minnesota. While you're not getting any convection for the next 2 days. A little bit of convection is still going on in Florida and much of the immediate coastal parts of the Gulf. Wednesday morning, not much convection, but except for the Florida Keys and southeast Louisiana. For Wednesday night, Cape is only limited to South Florida and the Great Plains. So in other words, while you're not getting storms for the next 3 days. But let's just check the radar, though. For tomorrow morning, there's going to be a lot of wet weather throughout the southeast, New Mexico, western Texas, and plenty of storms will be present throughout the Pacific Northwest and Northern California. Some showers will be present throughout parts of the Rockies. Tomorrow night, showers and storms all throughout the southeast and the mid-Atlantic, Texas and the southern plains. Plenty of storms throughout the Rockies and the Pacific Northwest, the western edge of the Great Basin, the Bitterroot Mountains of Idaho, and northern Maine. Tomorrow, Wild, your weather's going to be fine. Let's take a look for Tuesday morning. Still plenty of wet weather plaguing throughout the mid-Atlantic and the southeast as a result of Imelda. Showers and storms throughout Texas and the southern plains. Some clouds and a few showers throughout the Great Plains, though. Plenty of storms throughout the Great Basin, parts of California, the interior parts of the Pacific